No heads up today, folks. Just welcome to my mind.
Warning.
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 Warning. You are entering into the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. Too late. Personal Development Unplugged.
Doobie doobie doo, doobie doobie, doobie 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 doo. Impressed? Here was the other thing I was going to go. Why am I doing that? Because I'm still hearing people advise other people to fake it until you make it. And why on earth would anybody suggest fake it until you make it? I keep telling you, in the statement, fake it. Fakers are fakers. And people know it. People know when you're faking. You know when you're faking. But most importantly, well, not as importantly, that's a better way to put it, Paul, as importantly, they know. You see, we know about communication. Your communication isn't the words you say, or as much. A bit more importance goes on the tonation of what you say, but more importantly is your physiology. And I don't care about this argument about whether it's 7% of words and whatever. All I know is the greater percentage is your physiology. And when you're faking it, your tonality is all wrong. And your physiology is totally screwed. And guess what? You don't know it, but you tend to feel it. But you can't see it. But everyone else can. And that thing is, why does that happen? Because the most important thing is, and the most important person knows it. You know you're faking it. Why don't people advise or give this advice? If you need to change your physiology to get what you want and practice what you want, act as if. Act as if is a great model to use. On this journey of self-development. But act as if with you, the you that have achieved the goal. How would you act if you achieved that goal? It's a great model as long as it fits with who you are. So you become congruent, you become aligned, and when you are acting as if you've achieved that goal, because you're acting as you would if you'd have achieved it, then you are a congruent, you are aligned, and people will get it. In fact, they'll begin to notice that you're going towards your goal. You are the person who's going to achieve that goal. You see, here's the thing. When we talk about faking, it does get my nerves. You are unique. I'm going to say that again a bit more clearly. You are unique. There's only one you. And you're as perfectly in perfection than you can ever be. Everyone has an imperfection, but you're perfectly unique, and that's great. So if you're going to be you, be the real you, the honest you, the you that sings from your own voice and shows up as being you when you're doing and being. Hence, doobie doobie doo, do, be, and be, do. How do you do that? How do you act as you? And how do you act as if? And I'm going to do a hypnosis or a process track on this sometime, because I'm just getting so naffed off that, this thing, fake it till you make it. You might notice that I'm not too impressed with that. But how do you do it? You see, if you can imagine what it would be like to achieve your goal, and you can visualize it, and as you visualize, say, seeing yourself being and doing as if you achieved that goal, then just imagine floating into your body over there, and notice what it's like. Notice how you breathe, how you think, how the pictures in your mind, the voice you use, the emotions you use, the muscles you use. You can notice everything about that. Learn from it, come back into you, open your eyes, and then begin acting that way. And when I say acting, I mean being that way. doing life that way. Be on your adventure and achieving your goals that way. But hey, maybe you say, well, that's maybe just beyond my experience. I don't really know how I would act, how I would be, how I would behave. That's a better way than acting. How I would behave, what emotions I'd feel. So what do I do now, Paul? Well, Cluffy will tell you, because I'll always make it simple, and I will tell you. Bring to mind somebody who has already achieved that goal, or something really similar. Someone who's achieved the goal would be better, but someone really similar, because you'll be able to change it. And close your eyes and just imagine seeing them over there. They've achieved that goal. See them walk, talk. See that communication they're having with you, with their physiology, the sound of their voice, some of the words they use. Look at this, their face, their facial expression, the way they move their body, everything about them. And then just imagine floating into them, looking through their eyes, seeing with inner eyes, as it were, to the pictures they make in their mind. Hear what they hear, and hear on the inside with inner ears that internal voice they use. What's the type of internal voice you're hearing now? And feel those feelings. Feel the emotional feelings, and then feel I can't say philosophical because it's not the right word, but the physical moves, the body. Notice how they walk, how they move their muscles. Just be there. And as you do that, just imagine them disappearing. And now you're doing it, all by yourself. But make it your way, because you're not a clone of them. You're not them, you are you. You are unique. And you're going to put a better spin on it, because this is really you. So how could you make it even better in being the real you? Expressing who you are. As I said, singing from your true voice. Showing up as being you. Now you're acting as if. And when you get it, feel it. Feel every part of it. The physical, the emotional, spiritual, whatever you want. Feel the whole lot. Because you can remember this feeling. So, and then open your eyes, come back in your own body and open your eyes rather. And then you know that feeling. You can remember how to act and talk and things like that. But as you hook into that feeling, you can anchor it if you like. We've talked about setting your state on a previous FMQ. And there's even a process in my hypnosis tracks at paulcloughonline.com/podcast. So you could do that as well. But then just be you. Remember that feeling, and now you can act as if. And you're acting as if you have got all the resources you need, because that's when you start to achieve those goals. That's when you start to take those baby steps and make them bigger and wider, and then start walking and then running and then enjoying every part of life, achieving the goals you want. Because that's what I'm here for, to encourage you to not only get your dreams, but help you get those dreams by giving you these little bits of advice. If they don't fit, then don't take them, but try them. Adapt them. This is not the only way. This is just a Cluffy way, or my interpretation of somebody else's way. So do that. Notice if it's not quite working. Yeah, okay, it didn't work quite then. So learn from it. What could you do differently? And then do it differently. And notice how that works. Be aware. Be aware of what you're getting. Be flexible enough. You've got your outcome. Act as if, with the psychology and physiology of excellence. Act as if. I hope that makes so much sense. And I'm sure I'll be talking to you again about that bloody thing of fake it until you make it. If you hear it, then if nothing else, I would love to anchor into you this. Every time you hear fake it until you make it, you go, no, I'm going to act as if. True to me. Congruent. Aligned. Singing from my own voice, showing up as me, showing the whole world who I am, how I achieve goals. And that way, being that change you want to be, and being the change you want to see in others, and evolving your environment and all that stuff we talk about. And then share it with others. That's all I ask, is share it with others. And if you like this podcast, please do. Please share every bit of it with the people you love, the people you like, and even the ones you don't like that much, because they probably need it more than ever. Okay? If you do that, you'll have paid your debt to the personal development unplugged community. Unplugged community. And sign up for those hypnosis tracks. Just go to paulcloughonline.com/podcast. Go there, put in your email. Hey, it's as safe as houses. I will not exchange that email for anything. They just stay there, and I'll send you a few updates of every new hypnosis track that comes along, and also a free gift. Okay? If you do all of that, and even at the end just say, well, maybe go to iTunes, Castbox, or whatever you get this podcast on. Mate, I'd love you to subscribe, and also just put one of those reviews up for me. If you do that, it just shows that, well, it'll get this podcast and the philosophy of this podcast and all the things that are good, hopefully, will be shared and shown with everyone. Okay. Anyway, that's enough from me. Let's go and achieve those dreams, create our reality, and act as if. Ta-ra for now.
Warning, you are now leaving the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. It's time to fly on your own. Be brave, my friend.
Personal Development Unplugged.